Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to sunny Daytona Beach here in Florida for tonight's run of the Daytona 200 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series here on Full Throttle Television. My name's Brady Hanna in the booth. With me, Tony Solari. And Tony, we are ready to officially kick off the 2026 season here for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. We've done the clash, we've done the duels, we've done all our practice, and now it's time to see who's ready to race this season here at Full Throttle Sim Racing.
I know. I'm excited. Finally, we're actually getting to a points-paying race here. Well, I shouldn't say. I mean, last week kind of was a points-paying, but this is it. This is our Super Bowl. We start out the year with the Super Bowl, unlike, football that ends the year with the Super Bowl. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. I don't think anybody's sick of Daytona yet either, so that's kind of good. Usually every year we get a little sick after running it for a while. I'm not sick of it. I'm really excited to see how these guys perform tonight.
I'm excited to see it as well. You see our track description on the screen here. 2.5 miles, the super speedway here. And you're right, Tony. We start the season with the biggest race of the year. And this is one of those races you can say you're a Daytona 250 champion. This is one race that has the word champion on the end of it instead of just winner. This is a big deal to win here at Daytona.
Yeah, I've always been elusive of the win for whatever reasons here and there, and I've came close a couple times, but it really is something special to kind of get that victory here. And, you'll see what Tyler Reddick won yesterday. I mean, he's all over the news and getting interviews, and it kind of changes your career as a driver in real life. And out here in Simland, I mean, it's kind of, it's nothing to rub your, or shrug your shoulders at. So it's kind of it carries a little bit of prestige, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, looking at our schedule, like I said, we've done the duels, we've done the clash. Now we get into the meat and potatoes of the season with Daytona here this week. Of course, looking at the schedule, we've got Daytona 250 tonight. And we're back in another super speedway next week, Tony, with Atlanta. Unfortunately, that's a super speedway. I know we all kind of wish it was the old track, I know. But we do have another super speedway race. Somebody else is going to get a winner sticker there next week. And then we head off to Circuit of the Americas, which should be interesting. And then to Phoenix. A lot of interesting tracks to start the season.
Well, yeah, we got an early road course, which is pretty wild. And then we go to Phoenix in a couple of weeks. Next week is going to be kind of similar to what you're going to see tonight, just going to be a lot smaller. And you're not going to see a lot of three-wide action going there. But tonight, I believe we're going to see some three-wide. We're going to see a lot of fun. Hopefully, we're going to see some level heads. That's most important. And, that elusive do not push the pusher, maybe some green flag stops. I mean, there's a lot of cool equalizers here tonight. It's a chess game, not a checkers game. And, it's going to be fun tonight.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, look at the stage and race link there. 30 laps to the stage tonight. We will have a stage break there. And in this race out to the end, Tony, we'll see what happens with those guys. Well, we did qualifying the other night. We did our duels. We got our lineup. And it looks like it's time for the starting lineup for the Daytona 250. We'll throw it down to our starting lineup here on Full Throttle Television. Starting on the pole tonight after winning his duel and winning the pole, that is the number 91, Stephen Hassett. Heard Stephen was also under the weather, so he's going to be doing it. He's going to have his flu race tonight, Tony. The 91 starting from the pole. Starting on the outside of the row one, he qualified second, won his duel as well. It's going to be quick tonight. This one you got to keep an eye on, the 19 of Richie Coy in the Victory Fuel Ford. Starting P3 after a great run in the duels, the number 14 Tesco Havoline Chevrolet of Lane Allen. And to his outside, the 21, that is going to be the Chevrolet of Victor Fluger. Starting P5 is the number 7. That is Wayne Grassi in his Chevrolet. And the Chevrolet of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. going to start in the outside of row 3 in his number 12 Chevy. 7th spot for the 43 of Lewis Meglin. And the 57 of Jonathan Atkins going to start in 8th spot. 9th spot going to go to the 84. That's Kermit Henney. And Derek Catt going to start on the outside of row 5 in 10th spot. 11th for the 83 of Wortman Jr. And beside him in his row is going to be Cameron King in the number 92.
I think they're getting jazzed up here because they started getting through the field. But yeah, I got Ben Tracy at 11. I got Derek Katz 12th. Kevin Ruff 13th. Tim Wortman Jr. 14th. Wyatt Huntley started 15th. Cameron King started 16th. Tyler Barrow, 17th. Alexander Hodge, 18th. Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., 19th. Joshua Gaiman, 20th. Brian Dixon, 21. David Duran, 22. We have Julio Villalobos Jr., 23. Brandon Fetterplace, 24. J.P. Burns, 25. Nick Elford, 26th. Ryan Huff, 27th. Brian Bliss, 28th. Jeff Chandler, 29th. James Story, 30th. And then Casey McMullen, 31. And they're on the back straight. We're getting ready to go here.
Yep, so the 31 Casey McMullen, 31 car is going to take the green flag here tonight at Daytona. And we'll see what these guys can do here tonight. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to get that elusive checkered flag for the first race of the season here on the high banks of Daytona.
Yeah, it's a new season, new faces, some new faces. I don't know. It's going to be kind of fun tonight. Like I say, I'm really hoping for some good, clean heads tonight and making the moves when you need to make the moves. Maybe just a little bit of strategy involved, and just let's have a good, clean run tonight.
Everybody wants to start off their season really strong with a good run, especially with the chase in play. All those points matter now. No more winning, you're in. We'll see who grabs the first checkered flag of the season here at Daytona. The pace car pulls off. Stephen Hassett, Richie Coy lead him down to the start. And the green flag of the Daytona 250 is out, and we are away.
Looked to be a pretty good start. Yeah, everybody kind of went like they were supposed to go. I didn't see any bobbles or hesitation, so so far so good.
A good run out front there for the 91 Hassett. He's going to fall back in line, fall back to his pushers, to his help. Right now, Richie Coy getting a big push on that outside from Victor Fluger.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before we see some of these guys, especially up the front, like Richie Coy right now, maybe trying to make that dip down. He's got a good lead. He could probably bring Fluger too. Yeah, they both go down.
Yep, 21 and 19 go down to the bottom. So Coy going to take the lead to this. 91 all over the back bumper of the 21. Those three starting to kind of break away from the side-by-side behind them.
Yeah, they didn't leave Steven much room there, and Steven kind of packed up to their bumper right there. But looks like they got the thing sorted out. But Steven doesn't look like he wants to be back there. He wants to be out there and leading that first lap.
Well,
although we're past the first lap, he needed to lead a lap.
Anytime you get that pole, you want to be the first one back to the line. But it's a long race, Tony. 100 laps around this track. It's going to be a little while. The first hurdle is going to be that stage lap, lap 30.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm kind of looking at that front pack right now with Steven. He's pushing the pusher right there. That's a dangerous move this early in the race.
Fluger actually backing off the 19 of Coy just a little bit to make sure there. Actually might be backing up and maybe get a push here, trying to get around the 19 off turn 4. Does he pull to the outside? Not yet, but he's learning. You know, that's one thing, Tony, in this race early on, you want to kind of learn what your car is going to do with a push, what you need to do to get that run back to the start-finish line.
Right, yeah, you could break away from the car in front of you, too, and kind of like what we just saw Fluger do, and maybe just see how long it takes your car to kind of build its momentum back up to maybe even try to make that run. And if you got a teammate behind you, or even maybe you know somebody behind you that's going to go with you, you could try to make that move. But there again, too, we saw a lot of guys, talk about overheating in practice as well. So, I mean, you can't really push too long either. So, I mean, that could have been the thing where Fluger just needed a little bit of air on that nose.
We also saw some cars getting some damage, Tony, from pushes that normally would not result in damage. So they're well aware of that. A lot of them are noticing that the front end of the car is a little more fragile than it usually is. So they got to be careful about those pushes and those big hits.
You know, it was the same guy that taught us those same lessons, yes. And, you got to be careful with the pushing as well. I mean, not only, will it rack up incident points that you don't need, but, yeah, it's going to damage your car. And not only the front nose damage is going to, obviously hurt you in the draft, but it's going to probably make you overheat even quicker.
We're already on lap 3 here. Working on lap 30 for the stage break, and they are starting to get single filed out front, Tony. The first 9 cars. All single file here out front. And the first side-by-side battle is back there for 8th and 9th.
Yeah, they're kind of even going 3 wide behind them as well. So, I mean, they can't even get a second line going, and people are already wanting to get a third lane in the works here.
Yeah,
it just, that outside, the outside lane just does not, what we saw yesterday too, and what we're going to talk about a lot tonight, especially on the swipe lefting and swipe righting for some of these drivers, you got to be organized. And if you can keep cars, especially like the first 3 cars, 4 cars, if you can keep these guys in a good straight line with a lot of no weaving and wobbling, and getting proper pushes and not being pushed, it's kind of that fine balance. But if you can get those cars lined up and ready to do what you got to do, you can get the car, you can get that line moving. And it looks like Jonathan Atkins might be getting that right now.
I was just going to say, we got a couple of guys who know each other very well up front now on that top lane. The 57 of Jonathan Atkins leading the 22 Wyatt Hunley. Those guys have been known to work together really well, and they're starting to get that top lane to roll now. They're beside 4th spot, and they're still going forward.
Well, yeah, they even have Lane Allen behind them, and I know all 3 of them are in the same chat room together, and Lane's no slouch here when it comes to these super speedway races. So, yeah, that's definitely a lane right now, and I'm sure they have the speed as well. It's just they got to work together, stay organized, and just keep pushing forward.
I think those front 3 see it. They're starting to get a little closer together. They're trying to push each other away and away from that. Although Wayne Grousey's doing a pretty good job of holding them off right now, too, there in 4th. He's stayed beside them now for a couple of laps.
Well, the inside line, if you really look at it down the straightaway, they're all staying very, very still. You got maybe 1 or 2 cars that kind of get out of shape a little bit, but like the first top 5, 6 even, they are just like on a straight line arrow, and that is definitely helping them out quite a bit. You can see Jonathan Atkins, though, he's using that side draft, though, and a little help from Wyatt, too. They're starting to they got about a half a car on Wayne Grousey right now, but it's a slow move, but they're getting there.
Yep, he's doing everything he can to try to get that draft off the side of the car that's beside him there. Now he's moved up just a little bit. Back to 22, to the 22, backed off the nose of the 22, trying to get a run off the corner here. It's an art, man. It's an art to get that working on the outside. You can use that side draft on the inside, but you got to be careful. You do not want to get too close, get that car sucked up against you there. And it can actually turn the car just by the air if you get too close to them.
Yeah, especially in the corners. We saw turn 4 kind of be a havoc to the drivers over the weekend, and it's true here in Sim. The car kind of gets out of shape in some of the corners. They tend to kind of go a little wide. So yeah, you gotta manage that.
Still 2x2. They're just inching forward now. He's beside the 2nd place car. It's going to slow the 21 of Fluger down just a little bit. He's going to pull even with him through 3 and 4. Now he's looking at the leader. How do I get a run on the 19?
Well, and that's because, Fluger got off of Richie Coy there for a little bit, and they kind of slowed down the momentum. He got a little bit of bump from the 91 behind him, and it kind of hurt that lane a little bit.
I think that's the air, Tony. I mean, you go side by side with a car like that, and you pull him back like he's pulling the 19 back right now. You get side by side with him, it's going to slow that car on the inside down just a little bit. And you see it pull the 19 back to the 21, and now they're even down the backstretch. Are we going to have a lead change here?
It's a tough call. It's really weird how the draft does work around here. So I don't know if he could get a decent shove maybe from Wyatt out of turn 4. I think Jonathan will probably have this lap led here.
We'll see what happens coming out of 4. Is he going to have that run off the corner? 22 pulls up to the back bumper of the 57, gives him a pretty good shot, but that inside lane's got a head of steam. 19's going to hold on to the lead right there.
Yeah, Victor was kind of. I almost said his first name and last name together at the same time, but he was giving Richie a pretty good shot there, and was able to kind of keep Richie ahead.
Yeah, so far so good. They've done a good job to get this line up to where it is right now. The only problem is if you start losing positions like they are right now, those guys behind you are going to lose faith in you. They're going to bail out of that line. We've seen it so many times. Guys say, okay, this line's going backwards. Let me find something else. So they'll bail out to either the high side or the bottom. You'll lose all that momentum. You'll just go straight back.
Well, speaking about losing all that momentum. I mean, look where Jonathan Atkins is right now. They had a little bit of bobble there, and that whole line fell.
So Richie Coy continues to lead with the help from the 21 of Victor Fluger, Stephen Hassett in 3rd, Wayne Grousey, Kermit Henney, your top 5 as we complete 9 laps here at Daytona.
Yeah, they're catching a little local here. I don't know if he missed the opening start here, but he is going to be going a lap down. And it looks like he's running the high side, so he can give these guys some room to get by.
Yeah, and if he can hang on to the stage break, he'll be the only one to lap down. He'll get that lap back, so he'll still be in it. Just got to play the patient card right now. And
Casey McMullen, I'm looking at him. He's 30th right now, kind of alone on his island. He must have lost the draft somehow. I don't know if he started from the pits or I don't know what happened with Casey there, but yeah, he'll. If the pack catches Casey, though, you know, Julio's gonna have to fight Casey for it.
Let's see, where's Casey? Casey's in turn 3. They're in 1 and 2, so about a half a track back.
Yeah, I was gonna say about a half a track. And unfortunately, yeah, we're only on lap 12, so yeah, we got a ways to go. But I believe Julio was able to at least latch on to this main pack here, so yeah, he won't at least go another lap down.
I'm telling you, know what we were missing? The tower for the guys watching.
Oh yeah, I got the thing on. I didn't even notice it.
Sorry about that, guys. We were so wrapped up in the race here. There's your tower with your current standings, although they'll be flip-flopping the whole time.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see anybody in chat either. So if you're out there, thanks for watching. Put something down. Tell us who you're rooting for. Remember to like if you are liking it. And even if you're not liking it, you can still like it.
Like and subscribe. And I gotta say, Tony, I'm really happy, excited. We got over 800 subscribers the other day. So, you see a bump from third to second right there. Got them a little upset. But 800 subscribers, man. I appreciate it. You guys, if you're watching, jump on board. Hop on board. Enjoy the ride with us. Watch some of these races. We won't fill you with spam or anything like that. We got just good old-fashioned racing here on Full Throttle Television. You can see when we're live. Check out the races. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday right now, but could be adding to that soon.
Yeah, 3 nights a week. Bringing some good racing action. I'll tell you, man, that outside line is just, they haven't found that mojo that they had about 5 laps ago, and they're just still struggling back there. I know a little bit of a shove there from Lane Allen to Wyatt Hunley.
What's that game with the? It's like pool balls where you hit balls and other balls. What's the word? What there's a game? Oh, 3 wide behind them. Hold that thought.
The pool balls with the pool balls? Isn't that pool?
Yeah, it's not pool.
It's a different pool game. They use
Somebody will have to help me out in chat.
Yeah, it looks like is that Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. kind of just going to the back of the field there.
Getting tight right there too.
Probably didn't like being where he was at and said, you know what, I'm just going to kind of drop back.
Just hang out. We got a long way to go.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one of those races where if you could get, and I'd say this every time we come to Super Speedway, if you could get to turn 4 in the very last lap of this race, you could possibly win this race.
If you are in it, you can win it. Because I've done it before. I've been way back there and finished towards the front. I know we had Michael Blackman in the trucks last season. He was like 16 into turn 3 and ended up winning the race. So
that's right, yeah.
You never count yourself out.
Nope. I mean, yeah, if you can still see the leaders by the time you're entering turn 4, and even if you probably can't see the leaders, yeah, you still might have the potential to win. You never know what's going to happen. And we got Miguel, 67041. I'm sure you probably know his actual name. He says croquet.
Croquet. That is exactly what I was thinking of. I appreciate it, Miguel. That's exactly right. Croquet. Yes. You have to look it up, Tommy.
Yeah, I actually had a croquet kit, but I don't remember.
I mean, they're not pool balls, but they kind of look like it.
They're kind of, yeah.
Yeah, croquet. Exactly. That's what it looked like. Croquet up front with the 14, hit the 22, hit the.
Yeah. There you go.
With the.
It's just he didn't have the little metal hoop he didn't go for.
Right. If we were somewhere like Dover, you would. The little crossover gates.
That's for them. That's very true.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to remember that next time we go to Dover.
Well, they won't be bumping, hopefully, going down the backstretch. But we got 3 wide, and we almost have we do have somebody around. We got a wreck trying to happen. Are they going to hang on to it? No, we got them wrecking behind. Nope, there they go around. Caution is out. Wow. Could not hang on to it. That wreck took all of 3 and 4 to develop, and a lot of cars involved there.
I got to go back and see what the actual catalyst for that was.
Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. involved, Sr. involved, Nick Alfred's involved. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what started that, but
I think actually it was a 61. Looks like he got a little loose there and kind of jacked up that entire line.
Let's go back and look at our best one tire and auto care instant replay. It's already happening up here.
Yeah, that was right in the fourth row too.
Where he goes, he tries to go to the outside here. Looks like his car just can't hang on to it. As he goes by, we'll see what happens. Loose? Yeah, he's just loose.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen that 61 sideways? This is another one, and got cars behind him checking up. Who's the blue car right there? Is that the 03? No.
The 92 was right behind him, and then the 94 was right behind him.
Ooh, 92 of Cameron King. And they almost kept it straight there. Then they wrecked behind them. Something happens with is that the 30 back there?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he had so many guys that kind of went with him in that third lane that when all that mayhem kind of happened, there really wasn't any place for anybody to go there.
Trying to find who is the green and black car back there. All right, Ryan Huff. Yeah. Let's see what happened to him when he goes to get checked up for the wreck. Oh, he hits the apron there. Gets him sideways, and he's up into the 12. But
the 93 is...
That's Huff. That's Huff.
I'm not used to seeing him in that color car. So.
And then the red and white car is the one that actually ended up sideways there. That actually eventually brought out the caution. I mean, he gets hit, but who's the red and white car?
The 99? Or no, 53.
53, maybe. Yes, 53. Alexander Hodge. He eventually, I mean, that it took the whole corner, but there was so much going on right there that somebody eventually was going to spin around, and that was what it was.
Yeah, we got a lot of tore up cars too.
All right, let's get back and ride on board with the 61. Cap this all off here. Goes down the backstretch, gets a run on the car, decides to go to the outside of the 29. Goes in the corner, just gets loose up there. Holds it against the wall, does a good job. It checks everybody up behind him, and nobody has anywhere to go there.
Yeah, wow. Well, I believe the two beneficiaries of that, we got Julio Villalobos Jr. I believe he's going to get his lap back, and I believe Casey McMillan will be all right back on the lead, or he'll continue to stay on the lead lap.
34 Fetter Place got a piece of it. 98 there in the back of somebody and into the wall. He tries to turn down to miss it, spins and gets hit again. So, and he gets 18 slides into him there at the end as well. He got beat around a little bit there.
Yeah, a lot of cars with a lot of damage back there, especially being so close to the lead when that happened. I'm kind of going through, though, kind of looking at some of the cars, though. I don't see a lot of huge damage by a lot of drivers right now. I mean, Fetter Place is a lap down. Tyler Bowers is also a lap down. Fetter Place is actually still in the pits, along with Tyler as well. Looks like the 18 kind of came back in, too, got a little bit of damage fixed. It's JP Burns.
Who's in the Napa?
I believe that is JP Burns.
Somebody else back there behind him, I think.
Yeah, JP Burns is in a Napa Gums Auto truck part car.
Watch some of those other replays. 92 gets pushed around a little bit and gets another hit there at the end. So bad luck for some big hitters back there. Some big teams involved back there. They're not, Nick Alford, Fetter Place involved. Tyler Bauer was going to be tough. Kevin Ruff back there. Senior and Fitzpatrick Jr. involved.
Yep.
A lot of cars.
Well, it's still kind of early, and we got another caution coming a little soon. So if you got a little damage, you get that thing fixed. And looks like we're getting ready to go green.
All right. So pace car peels off after our first caution flag for incident. 19 McCoy still leading. Victor Pfluger in second. This mixes up the lineup, though, as they go green. We'll see how these guys get arranged, get in line, and get back to, clicking off some laps here.
Well, we already have some guys swiping left and right. Victor Pfluger wasted no time, got down to that inside line. So it looks like the 84 jumps down as well. Kerman Hen. Or Hen? I don't remember. We never found out. Here comes Jonathan Atkins on the outside, trying to make that outside line work again.
Yeah, Atkins wasted no time going to the top. He said, no thank you on that bottom. He wants to be up top. He's just waiting for help to get there. And it's going to be the 7 of Wayne Grousey now in second spot on the outside lane.
Wayne's a good pusher. Wayne's no slouch around here on these super speedways as well. So let's see if he has got the pushing fortitude to get the Jonathan up there.
Does it come around to complete lap 1? Up to speed now. The 57 with the help with the 7 on top. And Richard Coy continue to lead the bottom with Stephen Hassett and Victor Pfluger. They're just going to flip-flop positions now.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Coy's led every lap so far. 22 in. But Jonathan Atkins is trying to change that. He's got Wayne really leaning on him right now.
Yeah, Wayne doing some good pushing there. Going to get him up to second spot. Going to suck off the right rear quarter panel of the 91 of Hassett there. I thought he would, but actually Hassett pulls clear.
Well, Richie Coy and Stephen Hassett, they queued 1 and 2 for a reason. They both got pretty quick cars. And when you got a quick car pushing a quick car, they're going to be hard to chase down. The top line is getting broken up a little bit. It's just got to be consistent, and it's just got to be very patient as well.
Grousey leaning on the back bumper of that 57, trying to get him going there, trying to pick up some momentum. But right now, they are going the wrong direction.
Yeah, they lost a few spots. I mean, they're almost 8th car back right now. And I mean, too, with stage coming pretty close, these are all stage points that people are trying to go for. I'm waiting to see maybe a few guys just because of the gap that we have to that outside line. A couple of guys up front maybe dip out and try to see if they can maybe capitalize for some of them beautiful stage points.
Yeah, they are. They're pushing hard on that bottom lane. They're making it work. Side by side now. Wayne Grousey side by side. Actually, Jonathan Atkins side by side with is that Joshua Gaiman?
Yeah, I mean, the outside
David
line.
Duran.
They're getting butchered right now up there.
Back to Nick Alford.
Yeah, David Duran's. I mean, they're almost out of into the top 15 right now.
The question up front is, when do you make that move? When do you go try to pass for this lead coming to the stage? My guess, if you're second, you're thinking, okay, off the last corner. If you're
Joshua
third,
Gaiman just looked. And said nope.
we got cars sideways right there on the bottom. That's going to check everybody up just a little bit.
Yeah, Brian Fetter Place, unfortunately, 5 laps down. He just was coming out on the track. I don't know if some of those guys, I don't know if he spooked any of those guys.
No, I don't think it was that. It was just in shape there. It looks like a bunch of those cars going around the 33 here have been Tracy for some reason. I'm going to try to use that high line.
Yep. That's what we were kind of expecting. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a little bit early to make that move, but if you're that far back,
yeah,
you might need those extra laps to kind of work your way up there.
Yeah, because we got 5 laps to the stage. It's time to start working your way towards the front. That's who's that? Tim Wortman leading that outside lane.
Yeah, Wortman Jr. up there. Let's see what kind of speed he's got in his car. Unfortunately, he's doesn't look like he's getting too much help. The 51's all over the 61, and the 61 I don't think has let go of Wortman's bumper yet.
Got to be careful. Again, we saw that 61 already out of shape. Like he's had a little bit of a handling issue. He's got to be very careful here.
Well, especially too with the 51, when the 61's pushing, if that engine does pop for whatever reason, I mean he's not going to have any time to react. Got to give him a little bit of breathing space there.
Oh, there you go! Right around, right in front of the field. Is that the 61? Joshua Gaiman.
Yeah.
Right around in front of everybody. Caution is out.
And I believe this is going to be our stage.
I believe you're right. So caution is out. Looks like the stage is going to go to the 19 of Richie Coy. Let's go back and see that once again. See what happened with Gaiman in the 61 there. Just getting misaligned there. I'm not sure. I don't know if he got help from behind or what.
They were so tight. I kind of have a feeling that's what it was. Just a pushing the pusher incident there. I'll tell you, a lot of the field did a really good job of missing him. I mean, he was doing 720 in the middle of the front straight.
That's true.
We had a couple guys with a little aftermath. Who was the car
behind the 61?
And that was the 51 of David Duran.
Okay, let's see from his point of view.
And he is but he is also in a NASCAR car. I don't know if he was involved in that earlier.
He's pushing the 61. Who's pushing the 50? He gets off kilter, and that's what happens when you push the pusher.
Yeah. I'll tell you, when you're
29. Derek Cat.
Yeah, unfortunately, Derek was just there, just innocent bystander.
He gets from out of nowhere. He gets smacked down to the inside. He does hit the inside wall there, just a little. Well,
very, very light tap, but yeah, still definitely not where he wanted to be.
Casey,
all right. Well,
Casey
we're already
two in.
Did he?
Let's run him over Casey. I want to see what he saw. He was way back here behind the crash. Smoke everywhere, front stretch. Where do I go? Oh, he slams on the brakes and it slides sideways by itself. That is a bad feeling.
Ouch. Yeah, he was far deep in the pack too. I mean, man.
Well, this guy's making a pit stop for 4 tires and some fuel. And speaking of fuel, we want to remind you to check out drinkvictory.com. Where's my ad? Use code FTSR for 10% off your order at drinkvictory.com. Get some Victory fuel, some good-looking stuff there. Good-looking car by the 19 tonight, sporting that Victory fuel. And definitely want to check it out. He's got Lucky Lemon on his car. You'll want to check out the Throttle Punch and the Purple Potion. Those guys got some good flavors, some good stuff, good people. You definitely want to go and support them, even if you don't use their code. But if you want to save a little money, use code FTSR. You can get 10% off. And check it out yourself. DrinkVictory.com. Victory Fuel, proud sponsor of the Victory Fuel Cup Series.
Yeah, and that lucky Lemon car has been pretty lucky for him tonight. He's led every lap so far.
Well, he won't be leading this lap, though, Tony. He's fallen to 6th after pit stops. Some of those guys taking fuel only has had left the 19 car back there in 6th spot. We got 5 cars in front of him.
Well, this is one of those tracks where tires really don't make a difference. And you just got to be careful on a green flag stop if you don't take tires, because it does get a little bit loose, coming out of the pit or your pit stalls and kind of making that bend out of pit road. But Yeah, I can see a little bit of gamesmanship there, but I don't know. To me, it's worth it to take the tires now. Just get them out of the way. Even though it doesn't make a huge difference, it might help if we go green later on. And now with the earlier stage too, I mean, it puts us what? We got 51 laps to go, or no? We got a 100-lap race, so 71 laps. So I don't remember what fuel mileage is, but it does tighten up the fuel window a little bit for some of these guys.
35 to 38, I believe, somewhere in that range is your fuel mileage.
Yeah, so that's going to kind of put these guys in maybe a 2 to 3 lap window. Again, too, if you're leading, your window's going to be a lot smaller because you're taking the brunt of that air. So really, Richie Coy not being out front, maybe even having to get a little bit more gas because you've led every lap, might not be a bad thing to kind of sit back and just kind of chill. Again, like I say, this is the chill point of the race. There's no points available. You just want to get to the end. So just ride around, get through your stop. You got at least one more pit stop to get gas, and that's it. And that's when you go after that stop.
Well, 2 points. And one, I'm going to disagree with you because you say tires don't matter. But we just saw the 61 get loose on by himself for the first caution. So you can't tell me tires don't matter because they're going to matter when you start slipping and sliding around like that. It's going to matter. You can't make some of those moves you would normally make without getting the car out of shape. So while they may not matter getting up to speed and it may not matter on the bottom lane, when you start racing, though, I think you're going to want those tires. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays off. And secondly, I don't know if secondly is even a word. I was just thinking about that. But
sounds good to me.
The second point would be it's interesting how this caution has fallen for the stage because it has lengthened this last stage of the race. And you're talking about 35-ish laps, 33 to 35, 38 laps. That could play a factor in when and if you can make it on one stop from here to the end.
That's true, yeah. Because it does kind of put you in that window where you might be able to make it in one, but there's a possibility. I mean, again, it's if it stays green. But,
yep.
We'll see what happens. I mean, so far, they haven't been doing a great job.
All right, well, pace car's going to peel off. Ben Tracy going to lead the way with Tim Wortman on the outside. Nick Alford, Stephen Hassett, Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., your top five. Green flag flies, and we go back to racing here at Daytona.
All right, new leader with new missions for some of these guys in the back here.
Pretty big gap from second to third there. It's going to close up those. Fitzpatrick's going to close that gap. And they're going to pull back to even on that bottom lane.
Junior there in a Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. that is in the 28. I'm still seeing him in that black and white. It's like preseason colors. Where's your paint job? He's like the dark horse out there.
Was that the BJ McLeod machine? But even BJ McLeod got some sponsorship for the race. So
I'm just kind of surprised with Ben Tracy right now. I mean, Nick Alford has not actually he's been within a car length of him this whole run so far. So, I mean, Ben's got a pretty good car, but yeah, Nick just can't close into him.
Got a couple different teams working together up there. You got Tracy Motorsports, you got Nick Alford in Hot Lap Heroes, and you got Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. in RFH. Then you got Tim Wortman, who is a pseudo teammate to Fitzpatrick Jr. and those guys on the outside. And then Hassett, Bass Esports, he's got Casey McMullen in the race back there with him as well, but he's all along up there as well. So we've kind of got a mishmash of different teams right now up front.
Yeah, you can see the lack of Nick pushing Ben out there is really allowing Wortman to kind of get there, and Wortman may actually lead this lap, and I think he did.
He will. So put Wortman out front, the 83, leading that lap.
It just shows you the kind of power that the car second in line really does have amongst the line. You really make your line move, or you can kind of choke it up a little bit. It looks like Nick is allowing that outside line to kind of let the outside line do what it needs to do. But yeah, they're starting to push now because Nick being in that line, you don't want to get too far back there.
Yeah, so good pushing from the 91 onto the back of the 83 of Tim Wortman. Hassett giving him a good push out front, but here comes that inside lane. Short way around on the bottom. The 33 get a push from the 98 of Nick Alford.
Well, yeah, Nick right now, he's got to play the game where you don't want the outside line to dip down in front of you because then yeah, I mean, you're cycled second on the inside line, but you could easily go to like fifth in the inside line if you allow that outside line to get a little bit too much out there. But he's definitely just trying to keep Ben out there as much as he can, and maybe playing the game a little bit. See, maybe I'm waiting for him to swipe right though, and maybe sell out Ben here.
Looks like they're thinking about it there, but so far so good right now. Actually, they got some pretty good momentum as that top lane starts to kind of get discombobulated back there. The car's unorganized, not quite in line there with Richie Coy. Actually got some guys bailing out on that top lane.
Yeah, it's the great exodus. When you feel your line, it's almost like traffic when you're going to work in the morning on a highway or whatever, and you're stuck bumper to bumper. You see one lane moving and the other lane isn't moving. I gotta get out of this lane.
You bail out, yeah, exactly.
And then when you get out of the lane, then your lane ain't moving, and the other lane starts moving. It's like, oh, why did I leave? Yeah,
been there, done that. That's for sure. You see the 91 even looking to get out of that top lane. He's going to pull to the bottom, get out of the lane. Leaves Richie Coy up there to push the 83 of Tim Wortman.
Yeah, well, now you see the top three cars. We got Tracy Elford and Fitzpatrick Jr. The three of them finally started to kind of work together a little bit now, and they've almost got a little bit of a breakaway to JP Burns there as well. But man, the outside lane is it's gone. It's like non-existent, really.
Yeah, what about JP Burns and the 43 of Lewis Meglin right there? Some new players up front. They've kind of cycled themselves to the front of the pack as well, with the 84 of Kermit Henney right there behind them, and then Mason Hoffner. A lot of new names right there in the top 10.
Well, we just saw these guys too get in a wreck not too long ago, so apparently they didn't get too much damage, or they were able to get them fixed in the last two cautions we've had. But yeah, moving up.
I tell you what's not moving up is that outside lane.
No.
They are going backwards. Tim Wortman back to 14th, now back to 15th. Continues to fall back.
Yeah, and I don't know if Tim's got the car to lead out there. That's kind of the gauge I'm getting. Richie Coy made a real squeeze play move there.
Who was that he squeezed in front of?
That looked like it was Brian Dixon. Brian was okay. That's fine. I'll let you go. Yeah, the outside line is almost completely gone. Lane Allen dives down. We only got four guys on the outside line: Wortman, Hundley, Alford, and then Jeff Chandler all in the back of that outside line. And unfortunately now, I mean, even if they were to get their act together and try to work together, they don't have the car count to make it happen. And Alford bails, gives room for his teammate Hundley.
I'll tell you what, Gaiman just jumped to the top. He's not showing much patience so far tonight. He's going to try to get up in front of the two cars that are still in the outside lane.
Well, I kind of find it funny because everybody's getting out of the pool, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm going to go in for another swim."
Yeah. And be careful there. I think there's sharks in that pool.
I was just going to say, yeah, there's sharks in the water. He's like, let me grab my surfboard. And now it's down to two. Yeah, it's just him and Wortman on the top side.
My floaties. Get my floaties and go in there.
Again, though, I mean, they're single file, and to be honest, it's kind of where you want to be. You don't have to worry if it stays green. You're already on the inside line. If you're in the back, you got plenty of time to save a little bit. Again, if you could save a little bit of fuel, it's going to make your green flag pit stop a little bit shorter. And again, we're so tight on the fuel, we really don't know the fuel calculation right now. You would think that it's better off to kind of run in the back and just kind of save a little bit. Although it's going to make a fun pit road. I mean, could you imagine all 30 cars here diving down a pit road on the same lane?
It's always fun if it goes right.
That's right.
Well, look who decided to jump back up into the shark-infested waters of the outside lane.
Yeah.
The 19 of Coy tries to jump up there and lead that pack along with the 45 of Julio Villalobos.
Yeah, Julio's giving Richie a really good shove there. They're actually starting to move up a little bit. And they got a little bit of help behind them. So, I mean, there's 7 cars in that line. Lane is kind of in the little mini pack on the top line. Lane is trying to hook onto, I believe that is Wortman Jr. right now.
Well, there are
they
some
can get
checkups.
that 7 car.
There's some big checkups happening back there. One
Looks
car
like,
on the apron.
Yeah, there was Jonathan Atkins on the apron.
Big checkup going into turn 1.
Wow.
I know they looked a little disorganized there going into the corner.
Yeah, even Brian Bliss. I keep calling him Brian Big. Sorry, Brian. Brian Bliss. We hang out with him every night. I can't remember his last name, but they might actually lose the draft because of that.
Watching this outside lane, 45 all over the back of the 19. Just trying to work them forward.
Yeah, I believe Bliss and Jonathan both. I mean, Jonathan's all over Brian right now, just trying to get him back up there. But I have a feeling they have not been able to latch back on.
There's quite a few cars drifting off the main pack here.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen that being a blessing in disguise? You know, you lose the draft, and then the big one happens right where you were running. You're like, well, maybe that's a good thing.
True, it is. But if you're trying to save fuel, and you know, it's not really a good place to be. If you went back there because you were trying to stay out of it, and now you lost the draft. I mean, there's always that double-edged sword there. Yeah, officially, Brian Bliss and Jonathan Atkins, they're far off the pace right now.
Yeah, that shark-infested waters of the outside lane starting to move forward. They've found some flippers, and they are swimming towards the front of this pack here.
Yeah, they definitely got a paddle in the water right now, and they're slowly moving up.
They've gotten some help. They finally got some help up there on the top side. Got some cars lined up behind them, and they are starting to go forward. But it's a slow crawl, though, Tony. It's so hard to make up those inches. Inch by inch, you gain a few, you lose a few. You just hope you gain more than you lose.
Yeah, and Julio's doing a pretty good job of just laying on that bumper. I mean, he had to separate a little bit, probably a little bit overheating issues, but he was doing a great job to get him up there, and still kind of working. I mean, Richie knows how to side draft as well, so they're definitely trying to make that outside line work, and he's still moving.
Just trying to be careful, though, because, you know, you still got a long ways to go. You don't want to end up with an issue here early on. You see some of these the inside cars starting to back up a little on the entry of the corners. There's some checkups happening. Some of these guys are not, maybe kind of encouraging those guys to go to the top because there's checkups on the inside.
Well, yeah, we saw the inside. I mean, the inside is kind of separated.
Oh.
We got a pretty big gap. Oh, 28.
28 tried to jump in front of the 19, and that didn't work out at all for those guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Still no caution. And we stay green. JP Burns with an issue. The 28 with an issue. At the late move by the 28 that caused a big checkup. Still green flag, though. It just really mixed this field up.
Yeah, Ryan Huff unfortunately got a little bit of a stall from that. The 53, Alexander Hodge as well. Kevin Ruff looks like he's back there. David Duran as well.
Let's go back and look at that. Hassett with some pretty big damage as well in that. Oh, yeah, he crashed hard on the inside. Well, no, he just slid to a stop. Let's go back and see what happened here with the 28 making that aggressive move to the outside. He tries to jump in front of the 19. Oh, he gets loose he gets loose on his own when he jumps up there.
Yeah.
Wow, there wasn't even contact. He jumps up in front of the 19 and just gets loose. And all these guys trying to hang on back here. And I cannot believe they made it through that.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy.
Well, that's definitely mixed up the field here. We got a couple different packs going on now, Tony. We got this main pack up front, led by Ben Tracy, about 8 cars. You got Ford kind of catching them, which they're going to tag on no problem. And then you got this other pack back here, led by Brian Dixon, who's going to have to work really hard to try to catch back up.
Yeah, and then the far pack with Victor Fluger, Wyatt Hunley, Derek Katz, Jonathan Atkins is in there, even the Brandon Fetter place. The nice thing is Jonathan Atkins and Brian Bliss, we talked about them earlier, they were the only 2 cars. Well, now they're in a much larger pack, so they might be able to kind of work their way up and catch this other field. I mean, at least they got strength and numbers back there right now.
Yeah, very true.
Unfortunately, they've still got maybe about another half a second as far as the time clock is looking, where they might be able to catch the pack in front of them.
Well, they are locked on pretty tight, 1, 2, 3 in that pack, and that third pack back there. Fluger, Hunley, and Derek Cat, they're pushing pretty hard, trying to get into that draft of Kevin Ruff there in that second pack.
Well, there is a very good possibility that, yeah, if that third pack can catch the second pack, they might have enough strength and numbers to maybe even catch this first pack here.
We'll kind of watch the gap, the intervals here, to see if they're making any inroads on this first pack. The last car in this first pack is James Toy in the 6th car. And he is now about 5.2 seconds ahead of Brian Dixon. So we'll watch this interval and see if they're making any inroads. But this has really changed the dynamic of this race. All that right there just really mixed up. You know, you got 3 different packs now. So the packs that are pitting together are going to be smaller. The energy is going to be a little less when you got to make a move, stuff like that. All that's going to change this dynamic of this race.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the third pack, they're barely inching in on them, but they've got about a second to game before they might even be able to get a whiff of that draft. And again, too, I mean, we had talked about it with the pit window being so bad. We got a lot of cars out there leading the pack, and then we got the pushers out there as well. So I mean, these guys are burning way more fuel than some of these other guys in the back.
Yeah, so, instead of having 1 liter or 2 liters, now you've got 3 different guys burning a lot of fuel.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's going to definitely throw another wrench in on the monkey shoulder. So how is this going to end? I'm just, I don't know. We'll see. Especially, too, when you have all these cars kind of spread out, the likelihood of a caution is very few. It does diminish quite a bit. But there's a little bit of rubbing going on there. And, yeah, we lost Robert Duvall today, and, you know, everybody knows him from great movies, you know, Days of Thunder and Gone in 60 Seconds, so at least the remake. And, you know, I'm sure everybody knows him, and, you know, rest in peace there, Robert. We were thinking about trying to throw some quotes out there as well for him. He was in, Apocalypse Now, I believe, also, or so, yeah. But nothing has changed. Ben Tracy's still out front, burning up all that fuel. Nick Alford really has not latched onto him too much. He's just kind of hanging out there. They're just saving, I would imagine, and it's good to save. It's going to make that pit stop a little bit shorter. You're not going to have, you don't necessarily need to get tires.
Yeah, as much as we've seen some impatience from some guys, there's some guys being really patient out there right now as well. Like you said, with Nick Alford being willing to just follow around Ben Tracy at this point. You got Villalobos up there, Gaiman's up to 4th, Richie Coy in 5th. And I'm looking at those gaps between the 3 different packs. I'm not sure that third pack's making any inroads. If anything, I think they might be losing time to that second pack.
Well, originally it was at 1.5, then they were at about 2. Currently, they're at 3.2 away from the second pack right now. So, yeah, they're not doing all that great.
What's the second pack doing? Well, that's what we were going to watch here between Brian Dixon and this top pack. Currently 2.3 to James Torrey.
Yeah, they're a little better, but still not enough. And they have a much smaller pack, too. The only thing I can think of, I think maybe the third pack might just have a few damaged cars in there. I think that's really kind of hurting.
Maybe a fewer cars. But is this second pack starting to pick up, starting to gain on these guys in front? I think they are.
Yeah, they might. It really depends on how much Nick Alford is really pushing Ben Tracy to lead that pack. And if Nick holds off a little bit, maybe he's got to watch that in his time slip as well. But yeah, the second pack is starting to kind of move up a little bit.
They're starting to pick up, starting to gain on them. Some really good pushes going on in that second pack.
Yeah, we're getting.
Oh yeah, they are gaining. They're gaining big time.
Yeah, well, I believe they are now finally. They're really close to being
almost in the draft. 1.4 now between those packs.
Yeah, they might be able to even use this. I don't know exactly. Is that Stephen Hassett that's they're passing right now? I they might be able to use him as a pick for a draft as well.
Maybe Hassett going to try to latch on the back of this pack.
He's going to just shorten up that gap of draft.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he does a pretty good job of latching on there.
Yeah,
of course, he should have. He's got a fast car. I think he just slid to a stop there on the inside of the turn 4. So other than, I don't think he got any major damage. And he is our first car 1 lap down. So caution comes out.
Yeah.
He's back in it.
Yeah, he's the only car 1 lap down right now. Everybody else is a little bit more. And that's better place with 5 laps. And he's out there. JP Burns is out. Cameron King is also out.
He's a second
Cameron
pack.
King's out there.
They've caught the back of this pack, and they've decided to go high here. Unfortunately, the 03 is only bringing Fitzpatrick Jr. with him, the 28. Because those other guys have to kind of get caught up to him.
Well, if they can split up that group, that's a good news for the third pack. Because that might actually allow that third pack to start to walk on a little bit here.
We'll see, but they're 5 seconds back now from that lead pack.
They just got to get organized. But unfortunately, I believe they have some damage back there.
Well, there's some unorganized stuff going on right now, though.
Yeah.
What was that? The
well, they went to the top lane, but I don't know if anybody's really ready to be up on that top lane.
Wilson Hoffman jumped to the top there, trying to lead that top lane, and some of the guys bailed on the bottom, and now they're all over the place there.
It's starting to dissolve. I mean, I don't know. With where they're at in the race, I mean, I don't know what the point was to even go to that top sign. I just would have stayed low.
You just try to take a run, see what you can do with it, but
yeah, I don't know. To me, I'd be in fuel saving mode right now, just thinking about extending as many laps as you can on the tank. I mean, granted, if there's a green right checkered, you know, that's going to be lights out for some of these guys.
But if you can't make it, and you know you can't make it, you know it's going to be a 2-stop. You might as well go for it, and that might be what some of the guys are seeing here. You see some more lap cars going by there.
Yeah, but Ben Tracy's still out in front. I believe he's led the most laps of the race tonight too, as well.
Yeah, Ben Tracy leading. Between him and Coy, they've led a lot of laps tonight. We got Nick Alford in second, Julio Villalobos in third, 61 of Joshua Gaiman in fourth, and Richie Coy in fifth, with Wortman, Allen, McMullen, Sr. up into eighth, and Lewis McElhenney, or ninth, and Lewis McElhenney in 10th spot.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back. I need to go back to the beginning of this race, see what Julio actually did. Again, if you remember, he was lapped down early on. I believe he maybe missed the start, or maybe just started from the pits for whatever reason. And, I mean, yeah, he's got a solid third all night. He's looking really good out there.
All right, we're starting to see this outside lane reform here on the outside of Richie Coy. That's the 28 senior. He's going to try that outside once again, try to keep it under him this time with behind him, Ryan Huff and the 93 behind him. Haven't talked about Huff as much, but here he is in the mix, pushing that outside lane along.
Yeah, they're actually starting to make some room. He's trying to get up there. Might be just a matter of time here. Now again, we're approaching lap 60, and we said what 35, 36 laps might be the goal here. I mean, I'm imagining some of these guys are going to be needing to come in another, I don't know, 6 to 7 laps. Oh, I died. So
there you go. You getting there?
Yep.
Before you know it, you'll be. I don't know.
I don't want to know.
What's the other things? I don't know. Cap?
I'm too old.
No cap.
Yeah, no cap. Low key, bro.
Low key.
Yeah, I'm too old for that.
Tell you what, this outside, I thought they were going forward. They kind of stalled out right here beside Coy. Hodge, they're pushing them along in the third in line there. Ooh, big run down the backstretch right here.
ebbs and flows. I mean, yeah, sometimes they get the thing worked together, and a little bit of bobble on the inside line will help them up there. It seems like though once they get door to door, like if we see Fitzpatrick Jr. here getting door to door with Ben Tracy, a lap later that whole inside line is going to dissolve, and that's been the pattern so far. Let's see if we can get something away from that this time, because they are door to door.
He pulls up on the outside of the 33 there. Just barely going to move down, try to side draft the 33, and he does. Slows him down. Here's the 23 with the help from the 28 from the help from the 93. 28 is clear now. Big push from the 53 to the 93 to the 28.
Yeah, they're linked, and they've got enough room where a couple guys could come down if they really want to. Here comes that inside line. They've lost that opportunity to dive down if they wanted it.
You might feel more comfortable up there. I know the 28's wiggled before. Look at them snake as they come into the trouble there.
Well, usually too, if you got a guy that you want to work with, you want to wait to maybe you and your teammate will go down, and so you got to wait for maybe 2, maybe even 3 cars to get clear. It's hard enough to get the 1 car clear, and sometimes in team chat, you're thinking to yourself, just go. If you get that opportunity, you're going to tell your teammate, just go. Don't worry for us. And then some teammates are like, no, we go together. I know there's a lot of chat right now, though. When are we pitting?
Yep. Communication's hard.
Right. Are we
And
taking
part of that
fuel?
communication
Well,
is going to
obviously
be,
you're taking fuel.
when do you stop?
Make sure your tires are unchecked. We always would have the conversation, you go low into the pits, I'm going to go in the middle, and then we'd have one guy right in the lane, depending on how many guys are going to go in. It's this is the time of the race where the chatter boxes are talking, and they're trying to figure out what's what. Are you on the inside line? Are you ready to dive in? How many laps? There's all kinds of stuff going on in team chats right now. The one guy that's probably chatting heavy right now is probably Ben Tracy down in Fury Motorsport. He's like, I've been leading this thing. I have probably the least amount of fuel out of anybody, so I can imagine that you're going to see a lot of that side of the team or that side of the field going together.
If you pit with friends, that's what you go with, the lowest common denominator usually, and it's the guy that's leading out there. He's got the least amount of fuel. He's the one you're going to go off of. So, yeah, that's usually if you're going to pit together. That's the guys you're kind of working with. The guys you're looking at. Tell me what you got. How far can you go? When do we pit? Can we make it?
Yeah, the sad thing is, though, with them, they half their team is in that third pack or the second pack now, and the other half is in the first pack. So there's going to be a bit of a separation between those cars anyway. But looking up front, I think we only have maybe 3 or 4 cars that they're going to be able to pit with in the first pack.
Well, we got 38 laps to go. We restarted with 70 laps to go? Is that right?
Yeah, like 72, I believe. I mean, they did have a pace lap or 2, but yeah.
Yeah, right now it's about halfway between 35. So one more. Oh, it's going to be tight. Maybe. Then again, they might be good to go.
Right. Yeah, we could be off on our numbers. I mean, we do know the pit road or pit lane, or at least their pit opportunities, the window is shorter. If it does stay green, which it looks like it still is going to be green for these pit stops, it's going to be a much smaller window. They're only going to have, maybe 4 to 5, maybe even 6 laps of actual window when they're going to pit.
One thing to consider, too, is some of those guys, like the 28, even Ryan Huff, some of those guys had to push to catch back up to the lead draft. That's more fuel being used to make up that difference. So keep that in mind. That might come into play here.
Well, yeah. Well, and they're pushing on the outside line now, too. So, I mean, even Fitzpatrick Jr., he's burning up more fuel just being on that outside line, trying to stay with them. And that's the other thing. He's on the outside line. For him to pit, he's got to get to the inside line. So does he even have enough, say if some of the guys go in where he might be able to dip down, we got to keep an eye on him. And if he starts slotting into the inside, we know pit stops are coming soon.
And outside lane's starting to lose that steam they had as well, so they might be thinking about that too. It's like, oh, we got to find somewhere to get in.
Like, Robert wanted to kind of dive in there in front of the lane. He's just kind of waiting for that hole to open. There's a little bigger. Yeah, there's a little bit bigger of a hole behind him.
Who's it behind him? Is that Fetter Place a lap down right there? Fetter Place is in that backpack. Which, by the way, just an update on them, they've lost time pretty considerably.
That was the 72. That was Casey McMullen.
Oh, okay. But now they decided not to jump in there either.
Yeah, well, Casey didn't leave him much of a hole either, so that hole's kind of gone as well. I'll tell you, that's one of those things where, you don't want to be one of those drivers on the highway. I turn now, and you want to make sure that you got plenty of time to get to that inside lane, especially too. You're watching that gas gauge, and the spotters in your ear saying you got 3 laps of fuel, you got 2 laps of fuel, and you're like, I'm still on the outside lane. I got to get in the inside lane.
Well, I heard one of the spot. Ooh, it's getting close on the outside. They're all right there though. But
I'm hearing a little chatter on the box here. I don't have the volume on. I shouldn't say I'm actually hearing it then, but there's some talk out there.
One of the spotters said, "Okay, we need to pit next lap," and the driver's like, "I'm on the outside. What you want me to do about that?"
Yeah, you can't talk back to your spotter, so the spotter ain't gonna care. You talk back.
Yeah. All right. See what happens here. Ben Tracy down the backstretch. Are they going to try to come this time? 33 laps remaining here. We're getting down to it. If they pit now, they can make it to the end.
Well, again, I'd imagine they probably have enough. You want to extend it as much as you can, though, too, for a green white checker. I mean, you definitely want to have a little bit of extra fuel in the bank there, if possible.
Well, not only that, but the longer you go, the less fuel you'll need to take to get to the end. Well, actually, you'll have to take the same amount. I get caught up in that. People say that too, but really, you're going to take the same amount of fuel from here as you would the 10 to go. Like, it doesn't matter. You only need X amount of fuel to get you to the end of the race regardless.
Well, yeah, for sure. You definitely want to, pack that thing as full as you possibly can with gas.
So my question is too, Tony, if some of these guys didn't take tires on that stop, do you need to take tires now? If you don't, how bad is it going to be getting up to speed? We've seen guys have issues on the apron. Here we go. We're going to have some pit stops. 33, Ben Tracy down with some friends.
A lot of friends.
Some lockups as well. Who's that spun around? James Torrey around. 72, Casey McMullen around. All on pit road.
Ben Tracy around.
Ben Tracy.
Wow.
This is where that coordination comes into play here. Our leader, Ben Tracy, has issues coming to pit road with Casey McMullen as well as the 6 of James Torrey.
Wow. And that's, too, I mean, we talk about the rear bias on the brake job on these cars, and that was pretty evident there. A lot of guys could not get the thing slowed down enough.
Tina Corey going to come out with Lane Allen there, Wayne Grassi just a little bit back there. David Duran, Lewis Meglin kind of close together. So we'll see those guys try to get organized, get caught up here.
Just as that's happening, the second pack is the second group is not pitting. Man, the 45 almost gets into Nick Alford. Wow. They're having all kinds of fun down pit road. Wow. Many cars pitting at once. I mean, we saw it in real life over the weekend as well. So it's not that much different here in Sim.
Meanwhile, the 12 of Fitzpatrick Sr. stays out. He's by himself, but decides to stay out here. Let's see how these guys blend. Nick Alford, the first one out in that second group that's pitting. Richie Coy coming to the start-finish line now. Let's see how they blend out.
Yeah, well, he's got Lane Allen right behind him. Unfortunately, they don't have a very big pack. There was so much mayhem on that opening round of pit stops. I mean, they're definitely going to go by some of these guys, but I think we're going to have a lot of guys closing in on each other here. towards
but
the end of this.
Nick Alford out there by himself with Joshua Gaiman as well. Let's see, Nick Alford out front getting pushed by Gaiman there. And Brian Dixon getting pushed by Villalobos, but here comes that 19 and 14 hooked up. They're going to get lined up and try to run down those top four, I guess. Senior stays out.
Yeah, we got a pack of 6 right now, trying to catch that opening pack of 2. So I believe they're going to get there. The big thing is how much steam are they going to have? But yeah, Senior led a lap, so he's going to get a point tonight. I'm afraid, though, he's definitely is going to hurt him.
You got this
running slow pace right.
What did you say? 6 cars lined up here catching the front 2.
Yep, and they've caught him. They're going to go by him.
Big draft to the outside.
I think all 6 are going to go by.
Well, they're gonna drop down, leave a couple of them up there. It's gonna catch everybody up together here.
Right, so we got 8 cars in the front pack right now. These guys, if it stays the way it is, these are going to be your 8. They're going to probably be running for this Daytona Championship trophy here.
You got the 28 back here working with Ryan Huff and Tim Wortman trying to catch up to that lead group. They are about a second back, so really they're doing a good job of catching back up to this lead group. And there actually are, I think, more cars. Well, there's not more cars there, but they are catching them.
Yeah, they've got a 6 car right now, pack, and the second pack, and I have a feeling they are going to catch them.
I thought they would, but they've kind of stretched out now, 1.2 seconds. They're going to fall out of that draft if they're not careful.
They are almost within they're like 1.1 right now.
Yeah, but they're going the wrong direction. 1.3 now, 1.4 seconds back.
Yeah, they just got to stay organized and tucked up to each other. 93 really's got to give that 22 a push, and the 83's just got to kind of play in that bubble and just keep that momentum going. If they need a little bit of slip up on the front, it looks like Junior just got a little slip up exit at 4 there. That might have hurt him a little bit as well.
I mean, it's up to a second and a half now. As Fitzpatrick Sr. is finally pitted, that's going to hand the lead over to the 03, Brian Dixon, with Julio Villalobos in second.
Well, the best thing the lead pack can do right now is just stay organized. Try to keep that second pack from catching them. Because once they do sniff that draft, I mean, yeah, we're gonna have some 2 wide action going on. Yeah, unfortunately, the second pack is not. Wortman is all over Junior though right now, and he is really trying to get Junior up there.
Unfortunately, this pack up front's very well organized. They continue to pull out 1.8, now 1.9 seconds over that second pack. They're just continuing to pull away.
Yeah, unfortunately, 15 seconds back is our third pack, and that's led by Victor Pfluger right now. And we saw a lot of those guys have some issues on pit road, and they really all want a caution to happen right now. And unfortunately, they're not even being organized as well. So they're definitely struggling, probably in no contention to even catch any packs right now.
So you got 3 Hot Lap Heroes cars up front. The 03 Dixon, the 45 Villalobos, and the 98 of Nick Alford. Then you have Jake's Motorsports in number 61. You got Fury Motorsports in the 19. And, of course, Fastlane in the 14 there behind him. But those two, 19 and 14, working together. You got Kevin Ruff right behind him at RFH Racing in number 99. With another RFH Racing car right behind him in the 53. And that's it for the front pack. 8 cars.
Yeah, the second pack, kind of like we talked about earlier, they are hemorrhaging speed. They are, they're definitely not closing in. They lost that window.
I thought they were too, but they're just not making it happen now.
But we still have 23 laps to go in this, so there's still a bit of racing. 24 left. Well, 23 now.
So what about Brian Dixon, man? He 21st spot is where he qualified, up in the lead. 22nd spot for the 45 Villalobos. He's in second. 24th spot for Nick Alford, and he's in third. And then 17th spot for Joshua Gaiman. He's in fourth. I guess qualifying doesn't really mean much here, does it?
Well, it really never has. You can win really from any place you start. You just got to kind of stay in there and don't make mistakes. That's really what it comes down to. And we've seen a lot of these guys, and they haven't made mistakes. They've been able to stay up front here.
As we go by the 7 of Wayne Grassi, who's following a lap down here. In front of them, I believe that's the 29 of Derek Catt. They're going to go by as well here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, green flag pit stops are the great equalizers at the plate tracks. I mean, that's really where you can lose more on a green flag stop than you can anywhere else on this track. And you know, we unfortunately we had them for some of these guys, but you can see what it's done to the field.
Yeah, we lost some contenders. The 33, Ben Tracy, had issues coming to pit road. The 72 had issues there. The 6 of James Torrey, who's going to lap down. He's in that second pack, but he's going to lap down as well. So yeah, I mean, it's you gotta do everything right to win this race, and green flag pit stops being one of them.
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, yeah, we saw the car kind of get sideways under braking for a lot of these guys, and that really hurt a lot of guys. I mean, just the fact though that we had some really big packs diving into pit road all at the same time. So I mean, it's kind of hard to know where everybody else is going to go, and there's just a lot of traffic trying to all get down at the same time.
We got some racing back here in the second pack. They've gotten side by side now. They've decided that they're just going to race it out back here, apparently.
Well, yeah, a little shuffling going on. I mean, you got to find that lead car. I mean, there is enough time for these guys to try to get organized and maybe try to make that run back up to the field, but the time is slowly ticking away here.
It is, because
got to have the right car up front and the right pusher.
20 laps to go here at Daytona for your leader, Brian Dixon. 20 laps remaining in the Daytona 250 here for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series.
Now, the big question is, I mean, we saw Wayne Grassi, he was just getting lapped, but he kind of joined into that little field there, too. I believe, yeah, even Derek Catt as well. They're both lapped down right now. The big question is, who's getting out of this front pack line? Who's going to try to make that dash for the win here?
You got 3 teammates up front, so it's going to have to be an organized move to try to get them out of position.
Well, and then, too, I mean, of the teammates, who's going to sell the teammates out? I mean, Victor Lobos Jr., I mean, right now, he hasn't had a win here, and he really just, he's in a pretty good spot right now.
I do have to ask him, too, because we got a Chevy, and a Toyota, and it all says the same team, so I have to sort that out after the race.
And I call him Victor. His name's not Victor. His name is Julio. I was thinking of the other one. We do have a Victor in here. Right, exactly. I was thinking of his last name. I did it again. I was doing the last name and the first name all in one, but I got the first name wrong. I'll figure it out at some point.
I wouldn't count on it, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we're getting down to it. Looking in chat, nobody out there in chat yet. Nobody wants to make a pick yet. I don't blame you. I don't want to pick one either.
Well, it's definitely the chill point of the race right now. In a way, it's even a little boring, but I can guarantee you, there's the minds and the gears are turning in the drivers' heads right now, especially in that first pack. You're just trying to figure out what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. It's a little early to even get there right now or to even make it happen, but it does kind of put them in a bit of a spot. Brian Dixon's just thinking, if Julio will stay with me, you know, I got a good chance of winning this. And then you got Nick Alford, too. I mean, really, with the top 3 being teammates right now, they could dominate. They can get a 1-2-3 out of this tonight if they play their cards right.
With the top 3 being teammates are really going to help them out. Really improves their chances here because they can kind of stick together and fend off anything that happens. But when it comes down to it, are they what are they going to do? Are they going to try to lead that outside lane and make sure a team wins? Are they going to stick with their drivers and try to push them around to the end? Could get very interesting here.
Yep. Kind of going back to that second pack right there too. They're still together. They're single file, but they're definitely still not making any inroads, getting any quicker here. I'm kind of watching these times here.
The clouds have kind of settled in here at Daytona. Kind of realistic what happened last night or yesterday.
Yeah.
No chance of rain there.
Back. Yeah, I'm going to take that back. I mean, they're down to 3.1 seconds right now. Or no, 3.3, sorry.
We'll watch that and see.
We made a little bit of speed that last lap there. We got 4 cars pushing in that lead group on that front pack. They're getting shaken up.
Oh, there's a wreck. Big wreck. As he turns him around there, still no caution flag somehow.
Oh, yep. Yellow's out.
Okay, there's the yellow. Ryan Huff around in turn 3 as the caution comes out. Pushing the pusher. That's been a theme tonight. Yeah. And I guess if they couldn't catch up by pushing, they can catch up with a caution flag.
Well, they were pushing the pusher's pusher right there. And, yeah.
The pusher was pushing the pusher. It was pushing the pusher.
That's
who
right.
was pushing the pusher? I don't know.
A lot of pushing going on right there. And, yeah, too much pushing. Well, it turns out in that.
Yeah. Well, that is not what that front pack wanted to see, I don't believe. Brian Dixon probably did not want to see that, but this is going to shake things up. Do you come to pit road here, or do you stay out for track position?
Well, you'd have to look at the gas tank. Some guys are probably going to come in and maybe take a little splash just to have that assurance. I'll tell you, the one guy in the first pack that's probably happy that came out is Wayne Grossi. He's going to be our lucky dog recipient.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go back and look at that caution right quick with the Ryan Huff machine. Back it up.
I'm just monitoring pit road here, waiting to see maybe some people dive in here.
Just 4 cars trying to push there, and eventually that's exactly what's going to happen there. The 43, the 51, and the 93, all with some pretty good damage there.
They were making pretty good speed until they weren't, and it almost worked out for them. I don't see any take.
Turns the 93 right into the wall. Gets some heavy damage. 43 right there with him as well.
All right, well, we do got a couple of takers, and I believe these are just people that were involved in earlier wrecks. 12 is in. The 84 is in. Looks like the 22 is in.
Right on over the 43 at Megan coming through this wreck here. Just right in front of him, nowhere to go.
Casey McMullen's in. Brian Bliss came in. Lewis Meglin's in. David Duran was in.
And Meglin, Durand, a lot of those guys had damage. 43, the 51's going to have damage. 29 maybe damage from that wreck that didn't cause a caution early on in turn 4. So some of those guys maybe getting some damage fixed there. James Torrey had that issue coming to pit road.
Well, by the time we go green again, I believe we're going to have, 11, 12 laps to go here. And the whole field's going to be jumbled back up together. I mean, depending on what you had for gas, it might not have been a bad idea to go for a little bit of a splash. Not saying that we're going to get any green, white checkers, but, you know, it's not bad to have that little extra insurance just in case. I don't know how far we off were our gas calculations. When was the last time they pitted some of these guys?
So our leaders pitted on lap 70. Yeah.
All right, so
if they've packed it fuel, they'll have plenty.
Yeah.
Packed it full.
Yeah, so they had almost about 40 laps of gas then for a run before they pitted. still going to be tight. I mean, if we do get the green white checkers, although some of these guys right now too, hopefully they're saving while they're just pacing here under pit road or on the caution here.
Got Yopa J out there cheering on Kermit Henney. That's Mr. O'Connor.
It's good to have everybody else watching. And as always, I mean, it's been slightly boring, but I have a feeling it's not going to be very boring for much longer.
Looking for Kermit there. He's in 14th spot in 84. Good to have him back.
Yeah, I believe he was one of the first cars that topped off. Mason Hoffner, I believe, was he's one of the first guys that just came out of the pits.
Yeah, Hoffner running in 13th and at number 30.
So I'm going to assume those guys should be perfectly good on gas.
We'll see, because they are all jumbled up now. You've got the teammates there now in the top two rows, kind of split together there. Villalobos going to be leading the outside lane with Joshua Gaiman behind him. Brian Dixon's going to have Nick Alford behind him. Of course, you got Coy back there. Kevin Ruff in the 99 up there as well. The 14 of Lane Allen. Tim Wortman. Those guys that were trying to catch up, well, they're up there now. Wortman, Hodge, Pfluger, Fitzpatrick Jr. And you got Mason Hoffner and Jonathan Atkins back there trying to rebound after that chaos in turn 4 that did not bring out a caution, surprisingly. So we're going to get ready to go here. Restart with 12 laps remaining when they hit the line here in the Daytona 250, the Victory Fuel Cup Series. We're getting down to it. Who has got the mechanical fortitude to win this race? Getting down the restart zone, green flag flies, and we are off and racing again here at Daytona.
Yeah, that inside line, there were a lot of bumping going on before that green was thrown, so they jumbled up, and we got cars swiping left already.
Big gap on that inside lane. Somebody did not go.
Well, there was a lot of bumping and boggling going on back there, so they really did not get a great run there. And I'm really expecting the 61 to really push Julio out there, and I was kind of even expecting maybe Julio had a little gap where his teammates were going to leave him, and maybe trying to let him slot in there. But yeah, Joshua's right all over Julio right now. He's trying to push him up.
That bottom lane really organized right now. Two cars hooked up on the top there. There's Julio Villalobos and Joshua Gaiman, but they are losing spots as the inside lane starting to gain some momentum here. But here comes the top lane. They're a little more organized.
Yeah, they're starting to kind of get together, and Julio's starting to do a little bit of side drafting. Just kind of waiting to see what unfolds here.
On the edge of our seat. And I'm sure those drivers have some sweaty palms as well back there behind the wheel as they're trying to hold on. As they're coming around, they're going to see 10. Oh, you see some guys moving to the top there, trying to lead that top lane.
Well, Joshua was kind of hitting Julio, though. It didn't look like Julio was really enjoying it too much. And I don't know if Joshua eventually started overheating because he had to back off quite a bit.
As Atkins to the top lane. The 57 is Jonathan Atkins trying to lead that top lane. Now here goes Richie Coy moving up in front of your top two here. His third place in line is going to give that up to go to the top lane. Here he comes to the front.
Yeah, Richie Coy making that slow move like we didn't think he was going to come up there. And yeah, there he is. Running the infamous outside line that he doesn't like, but I think he's going to lead this lap.
2 by 2 down the backstretch like a pace lap. These guys are coming at us into turn 3, and Richie Coy is going to inch ahead here, but here comes that inside lane with that short way around in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Jonathan's all over Richie, though. He might still give him enough run here. And I'd imagine, too, that if Jonathan can get clear of Brian Dixon right now, they're gonna swipe left here.
I wouldn't be so surprised. I wouldn't be so sure, though. They seem to like that top lane, get that run off turn 4, and have a chance at it on this last lap. I think that's where you want to be, Tony.
If you can keep that momentum up. I mean, Richie Coy just eked out over Brian Dixon. .001 at the line that last lap.
They just lost a little momentum that time
Yeah.
they're scattering back there behind them towards the back of the field, trying to find a way through this.
It's the curse of that outside line. You can get to their door. You can even maybe lead that lap, but then it just falls off like a brick afterwards. I don't know. I don't understand why it does that, but it just seems like it's been like that all week.
Is that Kermit?
All night.
Kermit Henney jumping to the top. He's wanting to lead. No. Kevin Ruff, the 99 of Kevin Ruff jumping to the top.
Yeah.
Oh, and disappearing.
Disappeared.
19 McCoy all over the back of the 99. That's going to check them up just a little bit as they enter turn one. They are really tight. They got to be careful right here.
Well, it takes a second or two to kind of work. You know, if you're leading clean air and then a car bounces up in front of you, you got to give it a little bit of a lift there.
They're scattered right here.
Yeah.
19 goes to the top of the 99 of Kevin Ruff. That's going to jumble them all up.
Fortunately, Richie's falling to the back right now, just kind of on his own line. It looks like Lane might help pick him up a little bit there.
Back up front, still Brian Dixon. We got some new challengers. Here comes Alexander Hodge, the 53 to the outside. That RFH Racing number 53 trying to take the lead over the 03 of Brian Dixon.
Fitzpatrick Jr.'s back in the mix too, sitting in fifth right now, just second in that outside line. Who could be the good pusher though right now? We need a good pusher on that outside line, and we need a fast car up front.
28 all over the back of the 53. You know he's going to do everything he can to push his car to the front. 3 in tow there is the who's that on the outside? The 83.
That's Derek Katz right now on the outside, and 3 wide.
Oh no! I'm talking about up front. The 83. Tim Wortman Jr. third in line on the outside lane. It's going to be 6 laps to go here at Daytona.
And yeah, they were able to, Hodge out in front, was able to get the clear. Is he swiping left?
Can the 28 clear? 28 is clear. Do they
yeah.
go to the bottom?
If the way I've been seeing this race, yeah, I would. I'd be down right now.
I don't think. We got a wreck back there behind them. They're going to be off the track, though. I think we're going to stay green.
Ouch.
That's Joshua Gaiman in the 61.
They have to go back to go see if it was anything more than Joshua there. Oh, he bounced off of.
While we were talking about that, Alexander Hodge does take the bottom. The 28 of Robert Fitzpatrick behind him. Here comes the 57, Jonathan Atkins on the outside. 5 laps to go.
Wow.
Where did he come from? With help from his friend, the 22 of Wyatt Huntley, pushing him once again. We saw these guys make it work earlier in this race.
Well, now's the time of the race where having a teammate right behind you is something you desperately want.
Boy, here comes the 22 to the bottom. Leaves the 57 out. 57 gets a little push from Villalobos in the 45.
I'm kind of surprised Jonathan hasn't dived on yet, though. They want to control both of these lanes.
What does the 45 do here? Does he leave him out? Here comes the 19 of Coy. Where did he come from? He's back in this one all of a sudden.
Yeah. Coy minces no word. He dives down low. It looks like they're going to sell out the Atkins. Coy back to the top.
No, they tricked the 45. 19 going to pull back up behind the 57 of Atkins. They're going to work together through 1 and 2. 4 laps remaining.
Well, I knew it was going to be kind of fun and interesting, and yeah, they've definitely made it fun and interesting.
So far, so good. 57 being pushed by the 19 down the backstretch. They're clear. They go to the bottom. Actually, 19 goes to the bottom. The 57 is going to stay, once again, stay to the top. He is committed to that top lane.
Now he's got Derek Katz pushing him. You got Julio Villalobos Jr. pushing Coy. Coy's going to edge out this 1 lap, but we got, 3 to go.
3 laps remaining here at Daytona. 19 of Coy getting a big push from the 45 of Villalobos. Down into turn 1. Villalobos clears, looks to the high line, going to try to lead that top lane in front of the 57 of Jonathan Atkins. Here comes the 22 to give the 19 a push.
And they're just getting bottled up there, the top 3 cars. You got Hodge pushing 22, pushing 19 right now. Don't get too dangerous.
Villalobos leading the top. 19 of Richie Coy leading the bottom. Wyatt Huntley all over the back of that 19.
I'll tell you, I'm enjoying the energy from the bottom and the top lane right now. Where was this energy in the beginning of the race?
Any lane could lead it. 2 laps remaining here at Daytona.
Julio edged out Richie Coy that time around here.
It's all about momentum, and when you get it, who's going to have the momentum to make that run to the front? Here you go down the backstretch. Big push from the third car in line there. Alexander Hodge, big push to the 22, who relays that to the 19. They get a great run down the straightaway.
Well, the 28's pushing the 53, and the 53's pushing the 22. It was enough to get them out. They were able to break it up. I was a little worried there for a second.
All right, they come off turn 4 for the next to last time is they're going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Daytona. Richie Coy leading, but here comes the 53 of Alexander Hodge to the outside.
Well, if you're the 22 right now, you got to ignore that temperature gauge, and you just got to push as much as you possibly can. Maybe even get side by side with Richie if you can. There is no selling Richie out. You got to push.
Oh, big push by the 28. Turns to 22. They go wreck right there behind him. That's all happening behind Richie Coy. Big wreck as everybody tries to scoot through. But the 19 of Coy is going to be free and way out in front. Looks like it's going to happen all behind the 19 of Coy.
Wow.
From missing the race years ago to winning the Daytona 250, tonight's winner is going to be the 19 of Richie Coy with that Victory Fuel Ford finding victory lane here at Daytona.
That is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen such a huge gap at a Daytona race from first to second in my time in racing, period.
All that from a bad bump down the backstretch that got the 53 sideways into the 22, and it was on from there. So these guys come across, try to salvage what they can from a finish here. Dixon's going to finish in second. Victor Pfluger third. Brian Bliss is going to end up in 4th spot with the 28 of Fitzpatrick Jr., who kind of kicked that all off the turn 2 in 5th place. But your winner tonight, the 19 in the right place at the right time, everything happening behind him, is going to come down to the checkered flag and win the Daytona 250. He is going to grab that checkered flag and sure going to have a little celebration. Wasn't even sure a week ago, Tony, that he was going to make this race.
I know,
and,
right?
Comes home after starting second, takes home the checkered flag.
Unbelievable. 1.4 second lead at Daytona. Tell me when the last time we've seen numbers like that. I mean, I thought with 2 to go, we were going to have another photo finish. And, it was far from a photo finish. I mean, just unreal.
Yeah.
All the mayhem happened right behind him, and he just it's almost like he cast a little spell in his mirror, and they all vanished.
When they started racking back there, I was like, oh, he's clear of it. All he's got to do is make it back around, and sure enough, he did. So 19 Richie Coy, your Daytona 250 champion here in the Victory Fuel Cup Series. Fitting that the Victory Fuel car won the Victory Fuel Cup Series Daytona 250. Let's look at our results here for our Daytona 250 here at Full Throttle Sim Racing. Richie Coy getting it done. The 19 car going to leave here, going to celebrate in victory lane. The 03 of Brian Dixon, so close. Had a great run going, was up front till that caution came out. But does rebound to finish in 2nd spot. Victor Pfluger, the 21, has some great pushes early. He's going to finish in 3rd spot. Great run for the 8 of Brian Bliss, who hung back all night, and he kind of weaved his way through that wreck there at the end, was able to come home with a solid 4th place finish. The 28th of Robert Fitzpatrick had a very up and down night, finishes in 5th. Jonathan Atkins in the 57, some great moves there at the end. He's going to finish in 6th spot. 7th spot going to go to the 7 car of Wayne Grassi. Good solid start to the season for him. 8th spot for the 14 of Lane Allen. 9th spot for the 98, that is Nick Alford. 10th for Tim Wortman Jr., who had a very impressive run as well in the 83 there. 72 of Casey McMullen comes home in 11th spot in his Cup debut with his new team in that 72 machine. 13th for Kermit Henney in the 84. or sorry, 12th, 13th for the 53 of Hodge there. All he needed was a good solid push down the backstretch there, and he could have been a contender here for this win, but finishes in 13th spot, and in 14th for the 30 of Mason Hoffner.
All right, then we had Kevin Ruff finishing 15th. Julio Villalobos Jr. had a great night tonight. Unfortunately, didn't get the finish he wanted, 16th. Wyatt Hunley as well, too. We saw him up front quite a bit, 17th. James Torrey, 18th. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., 19th. Derek Catt, 20th. Stephen Hassett, our pole sitter, 21st. Brandon Fetterplace, 22nd. Joshua Gaiman, 23rd. J.P. Burns, 24th. Cameron King, 25th. David Duran, 26th. Lewis Meglin, 27th. Ryan Huff, 28th. Ben Tracy, 29th. Jeff Chandler, 30th. And then Tyler Bowers, 31. Man, crazy race tonight. A lot of fun, though, to watch. They really made it very, very interesting towards the end there. I mean, it was nuts.
It was a crazy finish. You always get those crazy finishes here at Daytona for sure. Sometimes you make it to the start-finish line, and sometimes you don't on that last lap. Unfortunately, we didn't tonight. I don't think anybody did without damage except for the 19 of Coy, who was in front of it all.
Yeah.
He just kind of drove off to, like you said, that huge margin of victory. What'd you say it was?
1.415 seconds. I mean, it's got to be the longest I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to our top three finishers here in tonight's race and see what they have to say about the crazy, exciting, entertaining, and action-packed race we had here tonight at Daytona. We'll do all that on this other side of this commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Daytona International Raceway, or Speedway. I get it right in a minute. The Victory Fuel Cup Series here at Daytona, the Daytona 250 in the books, where Richie Coy has won the race. What an exciting finish, and I'm looking forward to talking to these guys and see what they have to see about the things they experienced out there tonight here on the track. A wild last lap there at the end, and we'll see what they have to say about tonight's race. Let's throw it over to our post-race show. Sponsored by Victory Fuel, of course. We'll talk to our third place finisher, Mr. Victor Pfluger. Let me pull him up. Victor, man, congratulations. Third place finish tonight. What a wild last lap, man. It was a wild race all through it. It had its moments for sure, but you were definitely a contender up there early on, and you capped the night off there with a third place.
Yeah, lucky number 3 tonight. Start third, stage finish in third, finish the main third. I'll take that. I'll take that all night long. Great race though.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was good. You were up there, like I said, you were in contention pretty much all night. I know we had some issues there on pit road. We had that one accident kind of mixed things up. The caution didn't come out for. A lot of things happened throughout this race, including the last lap, man. What was your thought process? You were right there in the mix. All that happens in front of you. I guess the white flag. What do you do there?
Yeah, I kept sitting up on the high side, kind of hoping we could put a third groove together, and just couldn't quite get anybody else that interested in it. I think the 7 ended up going to the middle on the guy I was trying to go around the outside of. So didn't look like that was going to work. Just fell down to the bottom. I'm like, if something starts getting wily, at least I have room to move. And yeah, that things got really wily, and I didn't need to move, just the brake pedal, and that got us through. So, I'll take some heads up, stand on the brakes, and hope for the best any day.
Hey, it's great. It's a great way to start the season off. A great start to the, for points and everything like that. I know we won't want to look too far, but again, a good race tonight, a good solid finish tonight at least ends up pretty good for you, man. We've not talked to you before, and I like to kind of get to know the guys that we talked to here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What are your hobbies? What are you interested in? Give us some things about you we need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 35 from Surprise, Arizona, little suburb on the northwest side of the city, Phoenix there. So it's where we're from, born and raised out here. Got into iRacing 2 years ago, right about. I'd done a bunch of actual racing growing up in my tens and teen years. We started racing go-karts, and I was the 2007 ASA Speed Truck Champion at age 16, youngest ever. That series is long gone now, but that was pretty cool. So yeah, spent all my childhood and teen years racing cars and learning how the world works. Today I work for Lucid Motors, doing vehicle testing for them, and I race for my hobby, and that's about all I have time for because my 2 kids watching at home, Dart and Jameson, keep me quite busy. And I'm really grateful to my wife who lets me do this. Her business is on the hood, Van Lily Stickers. It's always wonderful to be able to come out here and rep her and get her some exposure as well. So it's a little bit of a family affair here to keep me out on track, but I really like this league. I got to run a little in the D season and really looking forward to this year.
Very, very cool. We're glad to have you too, man. You're a contender every week. Like I said, it's good to finally be able to talk to you. Hopefully, I'm sure we're going to see more of you throughout the season, man. I'm sure we're going to be talking to you a couple of times and hopefully get you in that victory lane. And I know that's what you're shooting for sure, man. But yeah, you better give the wife a shout out because it was a little tough, man. Having the race that close to Valentine's Day and then being on here all night. Yeah, you definitely everybody kind of shouts out the wife. You definitely want to do that, man. Well, congratulations. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say you sound like a man with a lot of experience. So.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep them happy, man. Congratulations again on the 3rd place finish. Cool to hear about the sponsor too. That's something we'll keep in mind. I love the little tidbits of getting to know the guys, so that's awesome to know. So, man, I'm going to throw it to you, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs. The floor is yours.
Absolutely. Van Lily Stickers, my wife Vanessa, my 2 kids Dart and Jameson watching at home. Mom and dad if they get the chance to watch it. Shad Curran, David, Derek, all the guys over at Speed Demon. We put a lot of work into this, and it's nice to have a team that we can all rely on. So I'm really looking forward to running with them more this year. And big shout out to Scott over at Icon Apparel. It's great to have them on the car.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations once again on the 3rd place finish, and we'll see you one week over in Atlanta.
Looking forward to it. You guys have a good night.
All right, we'll see you. There's your winner, or 3rd place finisher tonight, the 21 Victor Fluger, getting it done here at Daytona. Solid finish, good way to start the season, and sounds like he's got his ducks in a row, man. He's gonna be a contender all season, I do believe, man. He's got a good backing team, and seems to have his stuff figured out here. So look forward to seeing what he can do. I think Tony, you're standing by with our 2nd place finisher, Mr. Brian Dixon.
Yeah, I'm down here with Brian Dixon, man. You were 12th, or anywhere between maybe 10th to 12th, depending on where you were, with 2 to go. You see all the mayhem. You even get a little side damage, and what happened?
Chaos.
Yeah, but you made the chaos work for you. You come home second, man. You led a lot of laps as well too. I mean, at what point were you just hoping for it to be staying, to stay green? And I mean, you had a great pit stop, which gave you that lead early on as well. So I mean, you did a great job tonight. How was the race otherwise?
Uh, that one caution, I got damage early in the race. I think it was after the stage we had that caution, and I checked out for it. Thought I was gonna clear it, and no, everyone behind me, of course, didn't lift and thought they could drive through it, even though cars were sliding all over the place. And I got damage out of that, so I had to get that fixed. And then hot lap heroes were pitting, so we all pit together, and it all worked out. And I'm like, we just need it to stay green. And then I don't know what that caution came out for, but I'm like, we didn't need that.
No, for sure. I mean, I know the front pack. I mean, a lot of guys were kind of happy. I'm sure that the caution came out, and like I say, I mean, you had a great pit stop to even get that lead out of everybody as well. I mean, there was a lot of mayhem as far as everybody pitting. I mean, we had 3 waves of pit stops when under green there, and I don't think anybody had a clean group that went through. And you were definitely the victor out of all that, and you had teammates around you. You guys were pushing each other, and it looked like everything was going your way. And again, though, I mean, it's still second place is still nothing to scoff off. Unfortunately, though, it's probably not the place you wanted to be, but it's still a great effort tonight.
No, top 5 out of a super speedway is pretty much a win for anybody nowadays, the way super speedways are with these cars. So I'll take it 100%.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, it's but hey, man, you did a great job tonight. Again, the pit stop got you to where you needed to be. So I mean, it's nothing to scoff off, especially as hard as it is to just to get a good clean pit stop with the team and to keep that momentum. And you did just that, and it kind of helped you out quite a bit. So the floor is yours, man. Thank who you need to thank.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jace Motorsports for picking me up this year, and Hot Lap Heroes for helping us out also, and Team Conti, and you guys for broadcasting and put the league on.
All right, man. Well, congrats again on your second place, and yeah, we'll see you next week at the smaller speedway.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Well, that's Brian Dixon, second place winner. I believe you're standing in victory lane with Mr. Richie Coy, the Wizard. I'm going to start calling him.
Yeah, I'm down here with Richie Coy in victory lane. Richie, at last lap, I know you were watching your mirror. When you saw that chaos going behind you, what was your first reaction?
I'm going to get the largest margin of victory in Daytona history.
We were talking about that. Yeah. So, man, it was a huge, what, 1 point, what, tell me again, Tony, what is
1.4 or something?
Yeah.
1.415. And well, coincidentally, too, it was 5.351 to third place. And fourth place, Brian Bliss, was 13.122. So, I mean, I've never seen a top 4 that spread out at a Daytona ever.
It was a mess out there for sure, man. At the end there, you led a lot of laps early. You kind of fell back in the middle there. Almost had an issue there. It was one time I saw you. I think I saw you sideways. You guys were trying to figure that out there. Fell back, come back to the front at the end, put yourself in position, and as chaos erupted on the last lap, you just drove off into the sunset and won the Daytona 250.
Yeah, I mean, it was we started on the outside pole. We led, I think, everything pretty much early on. Won the stage, and then once the stage, I knew people flipped the stage, so I knew it was going to be a little bit harder from there because I wasn't controlling a line. So we just bid our time. Then we tried to pit, and there was chaos around me when I pitted. There was guys spinning behind me, beside me. Made it through that, came back out again, and yeah, actually at one point, Kevin Ruff came up in front of me, which was fine. We were going to push to the front. I think it was like 4th or 5th there towards the end, and he blinked and
disappeared, and when he came back in, my hood was already like in his trunk, and I had to back off because I didn't want him to solidify and it cause a wreck, and that put me all the way to the back. I don't know where I went back. I think I went back to like 17th with like 5 laps to go.
Well, you had the 28 jump up in front of you at one point, get loose, and almost wreck there. That was right in front of you as well. You had the chaos coming to pit road with everybody wrecking around you like you were talking about. There was so much. Your perspective of this race had to be a really wild one with all this stuff going on around you.
Well, it's funny because the beginning part was we were all single file. We had a couple guys trying to come up the outside, so it was a little bit of a nice breather. And as the race, as we got to the pit stops, everybody broke away and everybody was trying to stay in line. And then we had a couple of those last couple of cautions, and it bunched the field back up again, and then the intensity just went through the roof. It was nuts. Like I said, I went from like 15th or so back up to the front again, and I'm not even sure actually how I did it.
Well, I'm sure you're probably pretty happy you're wearing a yellow race suit with that Victory Fuel Lucky Lemon, although you probably would have preferred brown with some of the things that were happening around you tonight, man. I'm going to throw it to Tony, though, and let you have a word, Tony. Go ahead and take it away.
Well, man, congratulations. I mean, it was a crazy race for sure. And, a lot of the viewing audience might not know that, Richie's kind of into like, wizards and magic spells and stuff. So I want to know, what magic spell did you use to make all the people disappear behind you at the last lap?
The magic hand grenade.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I mean, they all just disappeared. At what point, too? I mean, I don't know. Did you see all the mayhem happening? I mean, in the mirror, and you were just like, okay, I guess I'll take it.
Yeah. So I heard. I saw the 53 come down and bounce into Wyatt, but then I heard Wyatt blow up, and I just saw cars go everywhere behind me, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to keep on going here. Hopefully nobody got through that with a run that can catch me. And yeah, it was actually really weird. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it was definitely weird watching it. Yeah, because again, like what you said when you came in here, we in the booth as well. We have not seen a spread on Daytona that much with the first, really with the top 4. I mean, it was crazy. But hey, hell of a victory. A little luck on your side as well. I mean, but you got to the front when you needed to, and it paid off. So good job, man.
Appreciate it.
We're going to look back at that. Before I let you go, I'm going to look back at this last lap here. I'm going to show it on the replay here and kind of see if we can see what happened there behind you. You see the 53 Cameron King back. Oh, nope, not Cameron King. 53 of
Alex Hod.
I'm looking for him here. Oh, it's already happened. Let's back it up a little bit here and see if we can see. Coming off the corner, gets a push from the 28. Central sideways, 22. Sideways everywhere, too. Just a mess behind you there. And some of the guys snuck through, but there was a huge wreck back there behind him. And actually, Victor Fluger, I think, was running about 12th, gets through it, and he's going to finish 3rd. So you can take from that what you will, but a big
yeah, I mean, Biggie said he was 17th coming out of 2, and he finished 4th. So, but that's usually the crash that happens coming out of 4. This time it happened out of 2, and it is. I hate it for everybody involved. I would have liked to have raced it because it was going to be fun to see who at that point was going to be able to make it there, because I don't think we were going to there was no breakaway, so the 2 lines were going to see who was going to push the most down the backstretch and through 3 and 4. So, and it was going to be anybody's race at that point.
See the 21 Fluger, he comes off turn 2, right on board with him. Smoke, chaos. Oh, somebody tried to shoot the middle there. That didn't work out. And he just waits for everything to clear. Sees part, and he comes through, man. So, wild one, man. Wild one tonight for sure here at Daytona. But at the end of the day, you end up in victory lane with the Victory Fuel, with the big trophy, and the Daytona 250 champion. We mentioned it in the broadcast, too. You missed this race before. You've missed this race in the past. So go from missing the race. That up. No. Just the rebound from missing the race to being a Daytona 250 champion. Just talk about that.
Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, it's I think it was the first year with the league. We had an open qualifying, and I had to qualify my way in. And I think I missed it by a couple spots. I think I wrecked in the duel. But yeah, that was disappointing. Obviously, not to make the race, but tonight, I mean, the agony of defeat to the victory tonight. But it couldn't have happened. I mean, I got to shout out Jonathan Atkins, Lane Allen, Ben Tracy, Wyatt Hunley. Them guys, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys without them. Even though it made it look like we were racing against each other towards the end there, we were actually working together and working the lines. And those guys were absolutely, like I said, I wouldn't be here without them.
Well, it does take it takes teammates here on a drafting track for sure. You need friends out there, and fortunately, your friends put you in the right spot there at the end, and you were able to get home the victory, get home first, then claim the victory here at the Daytona 250. I'm going to throw you the mic there, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs here for the Daytona 250.
Got a shout out to my team, Fury Motorsports, another Ford hot rod. Got a shout out to Shock and Awe for helping, and Lane Allen for helping as well. Biggie, Brian Bliss as well. He was a part of that. You got to thank Victory Fuel for being on board again for this season. Phoenix PCs, Icon Apparel. I've got a shout out to Tony's mom and dad, and for the most part, I haven't locked it back yet. So there was a lot of good racing out there. So hopefully the race was good. So shout out to the guys that were racing good tonight. Shout out to you guys in the booth, and shout out to everybody that takes the time to watch these videos live and when they watch them back.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Great start of the season. Front row for qualifying. Win your duel. Win the Daytona 250. It's a solid start of the season. We'll see what you can do next week as we head on to Atlanta and do this all over again on a track that's 1 mile shorter.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe I've lost all my luck this week, so hopefully we have a little left over for next week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Congratulations. Enjoy it. We'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
There's your winner tonight, Richie Coy in the 19 Victory Fuel Ford, getting it done here at Daytona. And Tony, what an exciting race from start to finish. We had a little bit of everything, and I know that I say that, but it just seems like we have a little bit of everything every week. We had pit stop chaos. We had some wrecks, some big hard wrecks for some of the guys. We had cars out of control. We had an intense battle there for the last 10 laps, and it comes down to the wreck off turn 2, and then the 19 just drives off and takes the win.
Well, it's funny you said that because I was going to say the exact same thing. We did have a lot of everything in this race, and we really did, including a spread out finish that nobody could have predicted. I mean, that's a first for all of us. And we saw the pack split up. We saw some cautions brought everybody back together. We saw pushers. We saw outside lanes work and not work. I mean, it was a great race. We saw the field
spread out. We saw a little bit of everything. It's
everything.
So
green flag stops. I mean, some issues there with a lot of drivers. I mean, there was a lot of action going on tonight, and here we are.
And credit to the drivers too. We saw some really good racing out there side by side, as much as you can have in this car at a super speedway. Those guys are doing a good job pushing. It went wrong a couple times, that's for sure. But overall, everybody doing a great job out there, controlling their cars the best they can, and putting on some pushes and getting those guys out front and being able to work the lanes. A lot of good racing, a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. Hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it as well. And if you did, make sure to tune in next Monday night. 9 p.m. we'll be at Atlanta, and every Monday night for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. But next week at Atlanta should be a lot of fun. That is going to be a challenging track for sure. These guys are going to kind of do what they did tonight, only with a mile less of a track. So you can imagine how that's going to go. We're going to cram them together just a little bit closer and see what happens.
It's going to be nuts next week, and I am glad that we're going to be in the booth and we're not going to have to be participating, but we'll be here to watch it. Absolutely.
We'll watch it for sure, and hope you guys will watch it as well next Monday, 9 p.m. But that's going to do it for us here at Daytona. Hope you guys enjoyed it like we have. For Tony Solari, for everybody at Full Throttle Television, everybody at Full Throttle Sim Racing, my name's Brady Hanna. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta.